Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Beer versus IB. We had a hiatus. We'll talk about that, but that's okay because we're back. Episode 40. 40 episodes of this. Kind of crazy. Not
Our
gonna
Wilson
lie.
Contreras era.
We are in our Wilson Contreras era. Also, for those who I feel the need to say this, my camera shut off again, literally in the middle of the intro. So fix that on the fly. You're welcome. I'm him. But we're not talking about me yet. We're talking about the best co-host in the Sun of Mississippi, Mr. Jackson Gross. Jackson, it's Wednesday. I had to double check. How are we doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Apologize for the hiatus. Work kind of kicked me in the butt because for whatever reason they're scheduling to open on Mondays when they told them I didn't want to do that. So here we are. Also starting up my tutoring job again this week, but I had trainings on Thursday and Friday. So lots of stuff going on with that. But weekend was really good. I got the whole weekend off of work. And this first part includes a prop. You've already seen this, but you haven't heard it yet. But I went to my second fan expo, aka Chicago Comic Con, to make it a little bit more simple for people. And it was a very impulsive buying decision, but I finally did it. This was out of a mystery box, so about just over $200. There was a $75 box that I probably should have gotten, but there was a chance the lightsaber wouldn't have any sound. I'm like, I'm not risking that. So yeah, this is from Ultra Sabers, really cool, really nice heavy duty metal, and
woo! Woo! We love that. We love that around here.
Yeah,
we love that around here.
So and then there's that, and then you can also.
That's fire. We love that. We love to see that.
So I had a fantastic time. I went with basically my best friend since elementary school. We've known each other since first grade. So we had an absolute blast. And then on Sunday, I went to the Cubs and Blue Jays game. First time sitting at the rooftops at Wrigley. Really, really cool. Good food. Very good food, I must say. But before I finish with my stuff, I had to show this picture because the memes of this are just off the charts. So, for those who can't tell very well, I'm dressed up as Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars, and they had this cosplay meetup on Saturday during this whole event. And this guy, this absolute Chad, dressed up as a bag of sand. So, if you don't know the meme by now, go look it up. I'm not going to sit here and explain it all, but for those who know, you know. So shout out to that guy. That was absolutely hilarious. Check out the Instagram for a whole bunch of other pictures. I typically don't post on Instagram ever, so this was
big deal.
Occasion.
Big deal, guys. Big deal, guys.
Exactly. So very good weekend. Feeling very energized, ready to get back into some baseball. But before we do, where are my manners? How are you doing, Cy?
Thank you. Man, life's crazy right now, but we're kicking it. We're going on day in, day out. Went to Milwaukee last week to go see Childish Gambino. Best concert of my life. Hands down, mean that. If you ever have the chance to go see one of these shows, I recommend you go do it. It's great. Like, truly just life-changing. Life-changing. Working my last week at my baseball job. Actually got to go to work in like an hour and a half, but that's okay. We ball. Ethan Salas is in town, which is kind of cool. He can't hit, but is what it is. Is what it is. But no, we're living the life. Shout out Amtrak. Just for the because. Yeah, I get why y'all make now. It's quite simple. It's quite simple.
Yep.
Take
The
a train.
Hiawatha is beautiful.
Shout out to the Hiawatha. That hour and a half of just I slept.
Mm-hmm.
Minus the fact that there are people on my train who did not know what they were doing, but besides the point. Yeah, shout out Amtrak, and shout out Chicago Union Station, and shout out Jamba Juice. Thank you. That's all. Anyways, we got baseball to talk about, baby. I got a rant that I need to do at some point. So we gon' keep going into divisional storylines because it's been a little bit and a lot has happened. And I'll start us off. We'll start off with the AL East per usual, but it's another starter down for the O's. Baltimore has lost right-handed pitcher Zach Eflin to the 15-day IL due to right shoulder inflammation. It's in the air if he returns for a playoff for the playoffs, and that's not great because this is like the fourth or fifth starter that has gone down for this Baltimore Orioles team, and their pitching depth right now. It's rather lackluster, and this team is still somehow, some way, tied for first place in the AL East. But I mean, Corbin Burns, that's your ace. You know what you're getting out of him. Cole Irvin's now back up, and that's shaky. Dean Kramer, he's consistent. Trevor Rogers has been about what you expected. He's been getting lit up. Cade Povich now has to be in that back end of the rotation because quite literally nobody else can. Albert Suarez, my GOAT, he's still shoving, but those aren't great names in that rotation. And then when you look at the bullpen that has lost 2 or 3 games against New York Mets. Thanks, Anthony Dominguez. As soon as you get named the closer, you blow 2 saves.
Mm-hmm.
Like and Craig Kimbrell he doesn't exist. Wipe him off the face of this planet. How do you manage to go from being that good to that bad that quick? The world may never know.
It's called I like to call it the Chicago Cubs 2021 Craig Kimbrell versus the Chicago White Sox 2021 Craig Kimbrell effect. Essentially, good in the first half of the season with the current team, and now you suck. But now the thing is, Kimbrell doesn't have the excuse of switching teams. He's just trash now.
He's bad. Like, you should retire bad. But yeah, this team is still competing because Anthony Santander and Gunnar Henderson said, "Hold on, let's put the team on his back real quick." Jackson Holiday, okay, he's back. He's back. He's here. It's legit now. It's legit now, and that's a big thing to say because you look at the numbers and you go, "Ooh, it's still not looking great. He's only hitting 200." You have to remember how bad he was at the beginning. He got sent back down because of how shit he was. Look at the numbers since he's gotten called up. He's hitting close to 300. He's hitting the ball for average. He's hitting the ball for power. He's playing a really good second base. And for a kid who's 21 who just learned how to play second base this year.
Yeah, he's going to be a force for a long, long time. But yeah, I was just taking a look at the injury report on ESPN for the Orioles. Chase McDermott day-to-day. Heston Kierstad was on the 10-day IL back on the 17th. Grayson Rodriguez, 15-day IL. Felix Bautista, obviously, he threw a bullpen session on the 14th. Jacob Webb finally played catch. Keegan Aiken, he was just out on paternity. Jordan Westberg, 10-day IL. And obviously, Zach Eflin. So, shout out to Corbin Burns for keeping this pitching staff together with bubblegum and tape at this point. He's been his normal awesome self, which I'm happy I can finally comment on how good and compliment him because
I know it's great. It's great when he's not a Brewer.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Stop hitting your table. I get we like Corbin Burns, but I don't know. I don't think we liked him that much.
Hand up accountability. I keep hitting my table.
So is it left hand up? Is that right?
Yeah, I put my right hand up. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Now we got
Sorry.
the left hand up. We're good. We're
No.
good.
We don't have any Commanders fans in here, so I think we should be okay.
On baby. Anyways, yeah, the fact that this team's competing and the healthier they get, the better they're gonna do. They'll be fine. But from the good to the truly worst, but not just truly worst, a truly historically bad team. Oh, Chicago. Oh, the White Sox. Oh, the South Side. Read and weep. Read and weep.
Yep. Shout out to our man Kenny. The White Sox, first team to be eliminated from postseason contention in the second week of August, with a record of 30-97, 67 games below 500, 44 games back of the Cleveland Guardians. Somehow that isn't more. It doesn't make sense. I thought it'd be 50 at this point. I feel bad for Grady Sizemore. He does not deserve this. He was an awesome player. Free this man from this hell. Let him go be a coach with the Guardians. Let him go back to Cleveland.
Him and Steven Vogt together would feed families.
Oh my god. But
homeless population gone.
The Pedro Grifol was fired during our little hiatus. So that happened finally. He somehow was worse than Rick Renteria, who everyone views as kind of like Rick Rent-A-Manager, kind of a guy you hire if you have him on for 2, maybe 3 years, and then you go get your big boy manager, like the White Sox tried to do. But instead of getting their Joe Madden, they get washed up Tony La Russa. And now Pedro Grifol in a deep, deep rebuild. So, yeah, it sucks from a Chicago perspective to see them this bad. But from a White Sox rival perspective, thank you for 4 free wins this year. It is much appreciated. And at least I think I'm the only person in this call who can say we beat the White Sox multiple times this year. So
I don't like you. But I was gonna say I was gonna throw myself in the bus. I'm gonna say, hey, we lost twice to this team. And as you see, we're still not gonna rock this pathetic excuse that we call a baseball team. So ace day, baby. Ace day, baby.
Say what you just said just still applies to the team you have on your head right now.
I know.
There's no winning. There's no winning.
There's no winning. There's no winning. Just like the White Sox.
Boom. Roasted. That's enough about them anyway.
I agree.
Because there's bigger fish to fry, my friend.
Are the Astros really going to do this? Like, after seeming dead in the water in June, they have quite literally Undertakered from the grave to take a 5-game lead over the Mariners, who Mariners suck now. Go figure. 8-2 in their last 10 games. Like, you make baseball not fun, Houston. Not fair. Not fair. Take you can alight on this, but me personally, am I surprised? No. Am I mad about it? Absolutely.
All I have to do first is just this.
Correct. That is how the Astros are. That is how I feel.
It's not possible. I don't understand. But I think I also do understand. I think there's some things they did early on in the season that have kind of paid dividends now. They cut Jose Abreu, who is honestly a drag on that offense. One of the worst players in baseball while he was there. And I think that was one of the best things they could have done at that point. And you take a look at it now, John Singleton has been a fairly productive player. 11 home runs.
Good story there, but like
Yeah,
Questionable.
11 home runs, 33 RBIs in almost 300 appearances. Kyle Tucker is working his way back. He's still his good self. Yordan Alvarez is still sending baseballs into outer space. Alex Bregman's having a fantastic year and a contract year. And Jose Altuve is Jose Altuve. And Yanier Diaz is the team leader in RBIs with 71. So they're getting contributions up and down the lineup. And then if you take a look at the pitching staff, Hunter Brown, what a turnaround from early in the season where he was looking like hot garbage to start the year. He's down to a 3.82 ERA. He's 14-11 on the year. Ronald Blanco came out of nowhere to be a quality starter. Framber Valdez is good. Justin Verlander has been solid in his 10 appearances.
He just came back off the IL today.
Yep, Josh Hader has rebounded from a rough start to the season. That bullpen is as good as we thought it was going to be. And for everyone clowning on the Astros for giving up too much for Yusei Kikuchi, he's 2-0 in 4 starts. He's got a 2.42 ERA since being traded there. So the Astros have just kind of figured it out. I think that's as the simply as we can put it. They started playing how they always play throughout basically every season in existence. They just figure it out, man. That's as much as I can say.
Yeah, sadly enough, don't really got words for that. You know why? Because the Astros are they're good. I hate to say, but
Yeah,
there's a team in the AL Central. It's actually 2 teams in the AL Central named the Cleveland Guardians and Kansas City Royals that are going to wipe the floor with the Astros come playoff time. So, don't really matter.
I am not ready to put the stake in the Astros vampire heart yet, because how many times, and I'll bring in another sport for comparison, how many times did we think it was going to be the end for Tom Brady and the Patriots? After the first time they lost to the Giants, the second time they lost to the Giants, when they lost to Nick Foles and the Eagles, like the team is never truly dead until they miss the playoffs.
To that, all I can say is touche. However, for the sake of me and like to say bold, outlandish takes, I'm going to stand on what I said.
Oh, I agree. Like, I want you to be right. Don't get me wrong. This is one of those few times where I want you to be right.
Looking at the depth on that team, some of that I just don't think is going to last.
That I agree with. And I was just taking a look at the Mariners real quick. God damn.
Sad.
Like,
sad.
This has not even been a collapse where they've played some like tough competition. They have gone, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1-7 in their last 8 against the Tigers, Pirates, and 2 games against the Dodgers. How do you lose? How do you get swept and nearly swept by the Tigers and the Pirates? And the Pirates, who at one point had lost like a bajillion games in a row.
Yeah.
Like, I think they were on like a 10-game losing streak at one point.
It's bad. It is bad. Like no other words. Just it's bad. Even with all the moves they made. No, none. Just
bad. Bad is bad.
But you know what isn't bad? The fact that I bet everybody on that Seattle Mariners team probably has some really good home insurance, but not as good as our home insurance.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
And when you contact our guy, Jeff Wartepney, at 404-464-4544 or at jeff@mybebig.com, let him know that Third Down Thursdays and Beer versus Ivy sent you and that I still got it. After 15 days, I still got the ad read down pat.
It's 704, not 404, but
no, I
close
was
enough.
close.
Close enough.
Damn.
I'll give it to you. Purely for
All
the
right.
fact of, yeah.
Well,
But on the topic of they still got it. Thank you for the transition. The Braves are surging, and that's not great for anybody. After losing Ronald Acuna Jr. in the early part of the year, the Braves have held on to the last wildcard spot over the pesky little Grimace Mets. About 2 games.
well,
However,
not just Grimace Mets.
Kevin James Mets.
Kevin James Mets. Hawk
Tua
Mets.
Mets.
Kid broadcaster Mets. He was really good.
Kid broadcaster.
I was kind of pissed at him because I wanted to be him, but he did a good job.
He actually was extremely nasty. What else Mets do we have? OMG. We got the OMG Mets.
Oh my god. Blah, blah, blah,
Polar
blah,
Bear.
blah, blah, blah.
Polar Bear and Arlington Mets. Yeah. Luis Severino getting mad at the Yankees Mets.
Lol Mets. Anyway, but getting back to the Braves.
Flying Squirrel Mets. Yeah. But Braves, how do you do it? Can I, Mr. Alex Anthopoulos, can I have a spot in your front office, please? I think I can make things better for you. You're doing pretty great, but I think I can make it better.
Yeah, I mean, and this was after a stretch where they had lost, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row to the Marlins, Brewers, and Rockies. They took 3 of 4 from the Giants, 2 of 3 from the Angels. They've already taken game 1 against the Phillies, and they're setting themselves up for a real nice spot in the NL wild card. Right now, where do they sit? They are 3 games back of the Diamondbacks for that second spot, 4 games back of the Padres for the first spot. So, in all honesty, these are probably the 3 teams that we kind of expected to be in the wild card at this point in the season, especially after the Braves lost to Acuna. But no, I think they have weathered their injuries very, very well. Losing your best hitter and your best pitcher within like 3 weeks has been fantastic for the Braves. So shout out Matt Olson, shout out Sean Murphy, shout out Blooper, because why not?
Shout out to Marcell Ozuna for the baseball player, not shout out Marcell Ozuna for the person.
Correct. That is the only correct take around here.
But yeah, you look at their active roster right now, and you see names that you know. But like you get Michael Harris back, awesome, and then you lose Alex Riley rest of the year. That's gonna hurt them. Yeah, is Gio Urshela an okay consolation? I guess, but no Alex Riley and no Acuna, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah. I didn't even realize Riley. I saw that they signed Urshela, but I thought that was just another bat off the bench. I didn't realize.
Urshela's the starter. Riley's out all year
Damn.
with a broken hand.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
So,
good 6 to 8 week injury
Mhm.
if he's lucky.
and that puts him out. So, I mean, Whit Merrifield and Joe Rochelle are gonna have to hold down that hot corner. No other way to put it.
Oh man, Braves fans, y'all must be in hell. Like I know, like all teams have had their struggles at that hot corner at some point in time, but relying on 2024 Gio Urshela and Whit Merrifield at third base is not ideal.
It's not. It's really not. But it's okay. The Braves have the magic voodoo dust, and they'll just keep piecing it together.
Yeah,
'Cause it's what they do.
yeah. But you know what else really isn't ideal, Cy?
I'll take this away.
It's the fact that the Brewers are somehow still a goddamn pitching factory at this point. Just like the Astros have risen from the dead, the Brewers have somehow risen Frankie Montas from the dead as he's finally found his footing. He has a 257 ERA in 4 starts with the Brewers this year. Why? Why do we keep allowing the Brewers to get away with shit like this? I can't handle this anymore. It's not okay.
And his first start that he went over like 5 1/3 innings was yesterday against the Cardinals. Ouch.
Yeah, for context, he had a 5.01 ERA in let's see how many 19 starts for the Reds.
Yeah.
So I think there's a slight decrease because he's playing at Miller instead of Amtham, so I think that's part of it. But to cut your ERA in half is some fucking devil magic, worship, necromancy, witchcraft. Insert any arcane arts here. It's just not right, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
It's just sad. It's just sad. I just like sometimes you look at these things, right? And you go, how do they do it? But I just it's upsetting. It's just upsetting. Why? They randomly AI created people on that roster. Like, who's Tobias Myers and why does he have a sub 3 ERA? Couldn't tell you. Half their bullpen is just made up names. Like, why are the Brewers good? The Brewers weren't supposed to be good.
No.
They were not supposed to be good.
Yeah, they were not supposed to be 21 games over 500 and an
They were
11 and a
not
half
supposed to be
game
good.
lead in the
They
division.
were not supposed to be good. They're not. No. Mm-mm.
They just swept the Guardians.
I know.
I'm heated.
They're probably gonna sweep Cardinals, but that's not saying much. Like Milwaukee, what are we doing? Come on now. Like what is this? What is this malarkey? What is this voodoo? What is this monstrosity? Why are we good? Why are you good?
Oh my god!
This
is not right. This is not right.
Not right.
Yeah.
It's okay. They'll get bounced in the LDS because they know how to win playoff games, so I'm not that worried.
God dang, Colin Ray has the most
that's
wins. Colin Ray's turned into their ace, and not even Freddie Peralta.
not even fair about the team that got rid of Corbin Burns is somehow better.
Yeah, who was
Because
without Brandon Woodruff all year.
Because Joey Ortiz is not bad, and Deal Hall is just 4A player going up and down randomly. But fuck the Brewers. They don't get any more of my time.
Oh.
You know who will get my time?
Who's
Mookie
that?
Betts. Mookie's back. Mookie's back. Mookie's back. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. To tell a friend. Mookie's back. And he's not just back. He's back in right field back. he's back in his all natural position back, which is quite upsetting. But I mean, just because Tommy Edman and Miguel Rojas are their shortstops. But anyways,
Yeah.
after spending the last 6+ weeks on the IL, Mookie Betts has returned to the lineup and go figure, already raking. Betts has a batting line of 314, 368, and 543, and a 911 OPS since coming back on August 12th. For the casuals, those are good numbers.
Yeah, those are beyond good numbers, to say the least. I feel like this has been the theme of the episode, but like, how can these guys just keep getting away with being this good at this point? Like,
I'd love to tell you, but I have.
yeah, he also has 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 3 walks, 2 doubles, and he only does have 1 stolen base. He does have 10 strikeouts, but it's just ridiculous how good Mookie Betts has been. I mean, he cooked against the Cardinals, had a double, 2 hits, a homer, an RBI. Like, Mookie Betts is that guy, and I think the Dodgers as a whole, I think they've kind of found their kind of set lineup for the playoffs at this point, because like you said, they've been having Mookie Betts play a lot of second base and shortstop at this point, but I think with putting him back in the outfield is for the best overall, and it gives a lot of some of these other guys a real shot at developing it right in time for the playoffs.
Sad. It's sad. But is it sad? Yes. Sad for non-Dodgers fans. For Dodgers fans, they're loving this.
Yeah.
They got Jason Hayward pinch hitting just casually, which I think is quite fascinating.
Another former Cub and Cardinal mentioned second one this episode.
We're on a roll. I was going to mention Quintana earlier, but I didn't feel like it.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve it.
Agreed. But yeah, no, what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say? There's a very realistic way. Like, even with this injury, Mookie Betts can still be the MVP.
That's bananas. I don't know about that.
Bananas. I don't think he will because of the injury. Because you know how that voting system is. It's a regular season award, but they like it when you play more games. They want it to be like no questions. But Mookie's just so good. He's only getting older, and he's still managing to be this good. It's like, why? Shout out Boston for fumbling this bag so heavy.
Yeah, and let's not forget the Dodgers also picked up Kevin Kiermaier, I want to say a week back or so. So now
trade deadline, yeah.
You can have a lineup like they did the other night. Ohtani DHing, Mookie in right, Freddie at first, Teoscar in left, Gavin at second, Will Smith catching, Max Muncy at third, Edman, and Kiermaier. And then you still have Kike Hernandez, Chris Taylor, Jason Hayward,
and Austin Barnes.
Austin Barnes, backup catcher. Like,
Austin Barnes.
It's the Dodgers have an embarrassment of riches, and I hate them for it so much because I want the Cubs to be like that because they can be like that, and it's pissing me off that they're not.
I want the Cardinals to be like that, but we can't be like that. Because we don't know how to have nice things. When we have nice things, we don't know how to treat it right. On that note, yeah,
I'm just go. Just do your thing.
All right, hey guys,
just do your thing, boss.
Hey guys. So the Cardinals are dead in the water, like dead in the water. Like we can't win a baseball game anymore. Dead in the water. We are. I mentioned this to Jackson pre-show. We're closer to having a top 5 pick in next year's MLB draft than making it to the playoffs. How are we going to call up Jordan Walker for a week and he plays 2 games and they go, don't need him. Platoon bad. Send him back down. Okay. Okay.
All right, but
Pitching staff. Eric Fetty, what are we doing? Can we win? We've actually been here to win. Why are we
Nope.
not winning? Oh, bullpen. Okay. When's the last time Ryan Helsley's pitched? Can't tell you. You know why? Because we don't know how to win baseball games, so we can't even use
August
our next
9th,
pitcher.
or excuse me, August 17th, last Saturday.
Boo-hoo. Still been a while. We can't win. We were even off. We hadn't even had an off day sprinkling here, if I remember correctly. But that doesn't matter. We're not good. What happened? Paul Goldschmidt, I hope you don't come back. And that hurts to say because you were great for us. You won MVP with us. You're going to be a Cardinals Hall of Famer, possibly a all-time Hall of Famer. Don't think you'll get your number retired because of this shit of year. Nolan Arenado, you're not doing bad, but you're not doing good. You're not doing what the expectation is. This is a team that has come out and said that 500 baseball is bad. We are under 500 right now. The least amount of fans have come to Busch Stadium ever because of how not great this team is. We have not had back-to-back seasons of under 500 baseball since the 1950s. The 50s. But we're over here saying that this team still wants to compete and that we're not out of it yet. No, we're pretty out of it. Let's take a look at what's coming up in our roster. What's who are we facing? Because it doesn't.
It's death.
It's death. I know it's death. We have tonight and tomorrow against Milwaukee. Then we're at Minnesota for 3. Then we have San Diego at home for 4. And then we're at the Yankees for 3. We're at Milwaukee for 3. Off day, Seattle at home for 3.
Yeah.
Gets a little easier. Cincinnati at home for 3. Toronto away for 3. Pittsburgh at home for 4. Cleveland at home. That's going to be not great for us. And then at Colorado, at San Francisco. We sent down Nolan Gorman today, which is he would have broken the record for most strikeouts in a year. So that's for the best. Yeah. Missed using Jordan Walker. Literally burnt him a minor league option for what? For him to play 2 games? What are we doing? Pitching coach, Jesse Blake, Turner Ward, John Mozeliak, possibly even Oliver Marmol, all of them gone. Go to the gulag, never return. You're done. Goodbye. See ya.
You have no more respawns.
No more respawns. And Mozeliak has burnt too many. He's a cat with 9 lives on his 8th life, which sucks. Love Mozeliak. Love Money Mo. But a part of the problem right now is with him. I will say we did do one good thing. Brandon Crawford's no longer on this baseball team anymore.
Oh, really? I didn't even see that.
Brandon Crawford is a goner. He's Nunzo. He's MI. Uh-oh. He didn't mean to do that. Anyways.
Apologies for that. I swung my hand across and it hit my mouse and it hit the button on the side that takes the tab backwards.
We're professionals, guys. Sorry. But this team's not good. This team's not good. We're 61-64. With the aging roster. Win now this, win now that. We have not been winning. We've been actually losing, and a lot of losing. And there's a lot of players on this team that, quite frankly, do not need to be here anymore, but will probably still be here. And that's the really unfortunate thing. The pitching staff has been on and off, but that's what we expected. What the expectation was his offense to be good, was to, hit. Goldschmidt was supposed to progress like this. Arenado was supposed to progress like this. Lars Nootbaar has progressed. Brendan Donovan isn't hitting like he normally does. Thank God for Alec Burleson, Wilson Contreras, and Mason Wynn. They're really the only 3 bats that are even somewhat consistent. But even then, Burley can't really hit lefties, but here he is, still starting against lefties. Michael Ciani has been a fucking godsend, but he's injured right now. A lot of change is going to happen this offseason, and it's going to be for the best because just no words. It's been a very bad 15 days since we've last been here. But Turner Ward, you're gonna get the fuck gone. Ollie Marmol should get the fuck gone, but probably won't. Dusty Blake, I can see a world where he is gone. He's our pitching coach. So manager, pitching coach, hitting coach, all should be gone. No promises on that. Pop Warner, a lot of people are wanting gone, and honestly, I'm cool with that. I don't really care, really, honestly. I mean, he's an old head. Oh well. But at least the Chiefs are competing for a playoff spot. That's cool, I guess. Like that's kind of like kind of like cup of like, okay, at least I got this. So
simply just transfer the Chiefs roster to the majors.
Oh
and the
no,
Cardinals make the playoffs.
We lose even worse.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
we lose even worse. We can.
This strict jokes around here, I swear.
Yeah, just like the Cardinals franchise. Strict jokes.
Oh.
Okay, talk about the Cubs. Talk about how great the Cubs have been doing. We have not had that around here.
You know, I can't even say they're doing great, but they're doing pretty dang good. I'm a fairly happy lad.
Must be nice.
Ever since their little meltdown against the Reds at the end of July, they've been doing pretty solid. They took 3 or 4 from the Cardinals. They took 2 of 3 from the Twins. Their only loss was a 3-0 loss in a Kyle Hendricks start. I'll take it. Sweep the White Sox, even though they wanted to make my hair grow even grayer than it probably will be, with a 7-6 win, which was their third one of the series. But then, okay, I don't know who the umpire was for this game, but fuck that umpire in that August 12th game against the Guardians. I believe, and I'm going to look at this just because I can't remember. The Cubs, I believe, were up, what was it? They were up 3-0 in the third inning. Okay, Josh Naylor, he gets a single. Gets a through, or no, they were up 3-0. Shota Imanaga throws a beauty of a pitch. I believe it was to Jose Ramirez, or no, it's to Josh Naylor. Beautiful splitter, right center down in the strike zone. You see it clear as day. Blue ball. Naylor gets a single. Noel hits a 3-run homer shortly after that. Stephen Kwan hits a 2-run homer. David Fry hits a single. The Cubs are down 7-3 in the 5th. Noel hits another homer in the 6th, and it's 8-3. The Cubs somehow tie it, but then Craig Counsell leaves Julian Merriweather for longer than an inning in the 8th, and he gives up another single to Josh Naylor, and they lose 9-8. Like, I just don't get this. It's so wholly and annoyingly frustrating to see the Cubs lose games like that. Because if you flip that around, they're at 500 at that point. And then let's say the rest of the schedule plays out as it has. The Cubs are 500 right now. They'd be 63-63. And a half game or a game closer to the playoffs. They're 6 games out of a playoff spot right now. they'd be 5, which is a lot more manageable. They take 2 of 3 from the Blue Jays, which should have been 3 of 3, but the offense could not do anything against Francis. God dang, Francis gets shut out. So, yeah, it was a frustrating game, but then Javier Baez, he came back. It's his first game at Wrigley Field since getting traded almost 3 years ago, over 3 years ago. So I've been very much in my feels about that. I don't miss Javi, the player, for what he is now, but I do miss Javier Baez on the whole. He was one of the most electrifying players to watch. Anytime I feel depressed about baseball, I always go back to his NLDS Game 1 homer off of Johnny Cueto and the Giants, where he pimps that thing, but because the wind was so heavy, it just barely goes into the basket. So, shout out Javier Baez. And also, while I'm at it, fuck Amir Garrett. Javier Baez owns your fraud ass. Just had to throw it in there. But do I think, I put this in the description of the episode, do I think the Cubs are going to make the playoffs? Probably not. It would take a Herculean effort down the stretch to get in. Okay, they're 5.5 out. Excuse me, not 6. The Cardinals are 6 out. They'd have to leapfrog the Giants, Mets, and Braves, which the Braves are playing really well right now. The Mets are halfway decent. I could see them maybe getting to where the Giants are, like 2.5 to 3.5 games out of the last wild card spot. But this team is too inconsistent. They lose games that they shouldn't, aka that third game against the Cardinals where Nico and PCA got the ball mixed up, get shut out by a no-name pitcher against the Blue Jays. But there is a world. The Cubs' schedule is so goddamn milquetoast out of 3 teams, out of 3 series. They have 2 more with Detroit. Then they're on the road for 9 games against the Marlins, Pirates, and Nationals. You get the Pirates again at home before you potentially welcome back Anthony Rizzo to Wrigley. And then you have the Dodgers on the road. And then after that, you have the Rockies, Oakland, Washington, Philly, and then you end the year against Cincinnati. So there's a world where they could rattle off a ton of wins and find themselves duking it out in the last week or so. But I think the Braves and heck, even the Mets at this point are probably too good to kind of let up any momentum they have right now for that last playoff spot. So I could see a world where the Cubs finish with like 80. They could finish with 83 wins again, have the same exact record they did last year, and miss the playoffs by a game to 4 games at this point. So we'll see. For them to even finish 83 and 79, they'd have to go, 21 and 19 to end the year, which is entirely possible. But at this point, I'd hope they could get a few more wins and maybe get like 85 or 86 at this point. But it's a tough road. It's a tough road for them, but
not really.
Okay. The road to like leapfrogging the teams ahead of them is hard.
Yes, but the road to do it
is not.
AKA the teams you got to face. It's like you're going down a country road. Something could come out at you and hit you, but for the most part, it's pretty clear. Could be some turns, twists and turns here and there, but this ain't no 8-lane interstate you're in.
No. Cardinals are in an 8-lane interstate.
No, we are
even
in
9-lane interstate.
We are smack dab in Chicago rush hour traffic right now.
Oh,
dying.
Oh my god! But
we are trying to go to Soldier Field right now. It's not happening.
Oh
we're
my
stuck.
God!
We're stuck. That is St. Louis right now.
Thank God, the only time I've gone to Soldier Field at a Bears game, I Ubered with my brother. Smartest decision we ever made.
On
We took a train down and then we took an Uber. Smartest
on
decision we ever made.
So smart. So smart. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's it for State of the Union. Cubs are in a
Decent.
better place, decent place. The Cardinals, we are in the cellar.
Yep. Well, you're not quite in the cellar. Let's give
We're
yourself a
getting
little
there.
bit of credit.
We're getting there.
You're not quite there.
I mean, the lineup today against the righties.
You're 2 games out of the cellar.
We are 2 games up the cellar, but we're knocking.
Yep.
But yeah, no.
Yeah.
The lineup we're rocking today isn't bad. I mean, I don't really like that Tommy Pham's playing against a righty, but
I mean, like, who else are you gonna play at this point?
I mean, Victor Scott looks like he got an off day today. Donovan's at second because Gorman just got sent down. Our benches: Pedro Paez, Luke and Baker, Jose
Oh.
Fermin. Exactly. Who? Jose Fermin. Who? And what other fraud is on our bench? And Victor
Does
Scott.
Jose have any relation to Freddie Fermin on the Royals by
I
any
don't
chance?
know because that's how not important Jose Fermin is.
Okay.
Sorry, Jose. You're probably a sweetheart, but you're a 4A player.
Oh my god, yeah. The schedule for y'all's is gonna be like Anakin with his Youngling Slayer 9000 right here. Just saying.
That's one way to put it.
That's the only way to put it in my opinion.
That is the only way to put it. You're right. Well, bottom man.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Oh man. Lots of stuff. I will do a quick promo for some non-baseball stuff right now. We haven't mentioned it before, but I feel like this is a good time to mention it. We have a full staff of NFL writers this year.
Yes, we do.
It is fantastic.
Yes, we do.
I never thought we would get to a point like this where we have all 32 NFL teams covered from training camp to the Super Bowl this year. It's really exciting. Make sure to check out all our 53-man roster projections as the preseason is wrapping up. Then we will have a whole bunch of team previews prior to week 1. So make sure to read all of those. We're going to have 64 articles by the time week 1 kicks off.
That's the goal. That's the goal. No promises, but that's the goal.
Let's see.
That's the hope.
NFL first game 2024.
It's like September 2nd or 3rd, I think. Don't quote me.
Yeah, it is September 5th.
Oh, close.
Kansas City hosting Baltimore on Thursday night. So hopefully by September 4th, there will be 64 articles for everyone to read. But that doesn't mean baseball articles are going to be going away anytime soon. By that time, we should have a really good picture of who will probably end up making the playoffs in the last month of the season. Make sure to check out all of those. We'll have
not St. Louis, that's for sure.
Hey, you don't know. The Brewers could go on a 12-game losing streak, and the Cardinals could go on a 12-game winning streak. It's
17. Happening. Come on, we've done it before. We'll do it again. Kidding. No, we're not.
But yeah, make sure to be on the lookout for that. Yeah, it's gonna be some good times. Are you okay over there? Like, what's going on with the bats right now? Do I need to call the non-emergency?
I'm playing with my baseball bats. I'm playing with my baseball bats.
Okay.
You know, this one's broken, but it's okay.
Oh, since you brought up baseball bats, fuck Louisville Slugger, by the way.
As I'm looking at a Louisville Slugger right over here.
I would say like a month or so ago now, me and my brother went to Dick's Sporting Goods. And
you told me about this.
Okay, yeah, and we got a couple of like $50 Louisville bats. Nothing crazy. I want to say a week.
Sir, you need to watch yourself some King of Juco. They tell you what bats you should and shouldn't get.
Right, but we weren't trying to go crazy on the bats. We weren't trying to spend a ton of money. We just wanted some bats just to have to swing around every once in a while. Sure. So I want to say like a week later, me and my brother, we go to the batting cages. There's a batting cage at my old high school. I live right across the street from my old high school. So we just went in there. Nobody's there. No big. So we're swinging away. We throw a few rounds. This is the first time we're using. We haven't used them for anything else at this point. No mailbox hitting. No bat hitting people over the head with them. Nothing like that. I know, random things to bring up.
Very, very real.
My brother's brat snaps, or does snap, it cracks. Like there's a nice crack right in the middle of the handle. They have this portal you can like send your receipt, the picture of the bat, all this stuff to, because Dick's don't take your stuff back because it's broken now. So fuck Dick's Sporting Goods too, by the way. So I go ahead and I do all of this. They say, okay, it'll take 7 to 10 business days. Okay, 7 to 10 business days goes by. I don't hear anything. A few days in, I hear that there's going to be a delay. It's nearly been 2 weeks at this point, and I finally email them like, hey, what's going on? They say, oh, sorry, your bat doesn't qualify because it's not this, doesn't fall under this umbrella of style of bat. Go fuck yourself. Here's 20%. Here's a 20% off code.
I mean, at that point, I would take the 20% and just be like, could be worse.
That's true. But it's the principle of the thing. We've used it once.
I do get them.
And there should be a limited warranty for it. Again, if this bat had been like 6 months old and it snapped, fine, I'll take the L. But this bat was like a week and a half old at this point. Well, so
maybe this year cue to not get a Louisville Slugger again.
That's probably what's going to happen. No more Louisville Sluggers, my man.
No more Louisville Sluggers. All right. I want to note this one thing before we wrap up. This is from John Denton, who's a very qualified beat writer for the Cardinals. He came out with a tweet that says, with Nolan Gorman demoted, the St. Louis Cardinals will play Brendan Donovan more at second base. Manager Ali Marmol said that will allow St. Louis to give more at-bats to Tommy Pham and Matt Carpenter in hopes of sparking the offense. Silence to JC was promoted because they want him to play every day. Therefore, why hosting for Mean was promoted. So that's cool. That's cool. I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah, and I can't believe I forgot to mention this. Hector Neris is gone.
Woohoo!
Heart attack Hector is gone. He got DFA'd. Finally. The ERA, like, overall looked fine. It was like a 3.80 ERA, but he had an ERA over 6 in save situations and blew 5 saves this year. So, goodbye forever, Hector. Thank you for your heart-inducing medication-needing ass for Cubs fans. Jack Neely, who we got from the Mark Leiter Jr. trade, is getting called up. And Mark Leiter Jr. has been dog water with the Yankees. He has not thrown a 1-2-3 inning since being traded to the Yankees. So, Cubs just keep somehow finessing the Yankees at some point, but not to the greatest extent that I hoped.
Mm-hmm. And on that note, we're at an hour. It's time to give a shout out to Craig Council for
happy birthday, Craig.
Woo!
Oh, and also happy birthday to Sister Jean, 105 years old.
My other goat. We love Sister Jean around here.
So happy
tears will be shedded when she dies, evidently.
Yeah. Just a slight flex. She is still 3 years away from being as old as my great grandfather was when he passed away.
Good flex, actually. Good flex.
I'll take it.
But anyways, we should hopefully be back next week at our normally scheduled time. Thank you everybody for tuned in. Feels nice to be back. And yeah.
We will see you all next time. Bye, y'all.